For more Kenyan stories, like, comment, and subscribe. Engage with the post by giving OP advice in the comment section. I, 27F, and my husband, 33M, have been married for 6 years. Even though he was my first, he did have some sexual experience prior to us getting married. Not sure exactly how many partners, but that's not the point. We have an okay sex life, however. Something I always wanted was to receive O-sex, which my husband doesn't do. He does receive O-sex from me, or I should say did, but I now stopped because I don't think it's fair since it's not reciprocated. Because I always wanted to try that with my partner and don't get to now, I always feel like something is missing, and I feel like I never get to finish or be fully pleased. AITAH? I would appreciate any advice. Commenter 1. NTA. This is why sexual experience is a good thing. All you know is him, and he doesn't sound that great. You can either spend your whole life wondering and building resentment, or you can dump him and see what else is out there. Guys think if a woman doesn't have anyone to compare them to, she won't know what she is missing. Well, she knows she is not impressed. Commenter. But why marry someone that's not compatible to you? You stopping oral is a respectable boundary, because it shouldn't be just you putting in the effort, but you do want it. So in the end, you end up unsatisfied and resentful because you don't receive what you want, and on top, you have to stop things with your husband as well. Partnerships are about closeness and intimacy, drawing lines because unmet needs is sad. Why do this to yourself, commenter? Not enough info? Did you have sex with him before getting married? If so, was he always a selfish lover? If yes to both, he sucks. But you've also been an AH to yourself by just accepting it. If he started out a generous lover and things changed, maybe it's time to have a talk. Up high. No, we didn't have sex before marriage because of our religion, so I didn't know. Commenter 4. NTAH. Your husband is borderline worthless sexually, and as a man I am ashamed of him. Not pleasing your partner or doing everything in your power to do so is grounds for divorce IMO. Not specifically for the acts, but because they show a lack of desire to make you happy and a lack of respect by not putting into effort and minimalizing your desires. Commenter. NTA. Reciprocity is key to intimacy. That doesn't necessarily mean every single time, but openness to some reciprocity is required. You need to communicate your desires to your husband and get him to communicate his desires and boundaries to see if you two are compatible. You may need to talk with a therapist specializing in intimacy issues to work through this. Commenters. No one is entitled to receiving oral sex or any sex act if their partner, if not comfortable with it. If you said you didn't want to do anal sex and your husband desperately wanted it, people would call him an AH for pushing your boundaries. Having said that, you are allowed to make decisions for yourself, and stopping oral sex from your end is one of them. You can even make more drastic decisions if it is your hard line. NAH Commenter 7. I know a girl that married the guy that wouldn't eat it. IDK if she's happy, but she complained about it a lot before they even got engaged. I did have an ex who wouldn't eat cat. Turned out to be a blessing because almost a year in, he popped up with a horrible cold sore and he never told me he got them. Left him right after that. And cold sores are common, blah blah. But you should give people a heads up at least. Commenter 8. You have to find a way to get him interested. Maybe withholding blowjobs will do it. I'm thinking more along the lines of getting him to realize 2 things. You are not satisfied. You could be if he made the effort. I'd also casually remark something like, don't you want to satisfy your wife sexually? And make it clear that you are being upfront in the hopes that he will listen, instead of doing what some decide is okay and cheat on your spouse. Commenter 9. So, there are many wonderful things you can do to get your orgasm. Oral sex is one, and if he won't or can't do it, that is something you need to discuss. Your orgasm is every bit as important as his. You need to be fulfilled and happy. You need to ask him why he does not want to engage in the activities you want to try. Is it hygiene? Is it hair? Is it emotional or psychological? Some of us have physical difficulties. Like a fused neck, you still have to find ways to ensure your wife is getting hers too. I won't ask a bunch of personal questions that are between you and him, but he needs to be better at getting you to that happy moment of release. I also think that a huge amount of sex is between our ears. He and you need to understand each other's psychological needs in terms of sex, not just the physical. Go get your big O. NTA, remember to leave a comment for OP to come back and review.